What about cancel culture? Because mentioning cancel culture is the best way of geeing people up, and that guarantees they won't switch channels, even if they don't know why they want to be right. They want to be right. So you get, as I said,
In a time where comedy is under siege and free speech is constantly policed, one legendary comedian stands tall, refusing to bend the knee to woke culture. John Cleese, the man behind Monty Python and Fawlty Towers, has made it his mission to call out the absurdities of political correctness. But it's not just his jokes that hit hard, it's how he pushes the boundaries, going further than anyone else dares. And it's in these moments of crossing the line that Cleese proves sometimes going too far is exactly what the world needs.
In fact, I've got a formulation now which I quite like when people ask me about censoring comedy. I say, I don't think people without much of a sense of humor, you can ask them to do it, is if you don't like something, don't watch it.
Cleese has never been one to shy away from controversy. And now, in a world where everything is scrutinized, he's more relentless than ever. The woke mob? Well, they've met their match in this comedy icon. What happens when Cleese takes his sharp wit and turns it against the very culture that claims to be progressive?
No, there's always been limitations on what they're allowed to say. I mean, why don't you go to Molière and Louis XIV? I mean, Molière had to be a bit careful. You can't really get cancelled these days for anything to do with sex, whereas...
For years, John Cleese has built a legacy on pushing the limits of comedy. But now, in the face of cancel culture, he's taken it up a notch. He's not just making people laugh anymore, he's dismantling woke ideologies piece by piece. And with every joke, every quip, the woke crowd is left scrambling to respond.
Iconic TV debate shortly after the movie's release, John Cleese and Michael Palin furiously defended the movie.
When Cleese attacks political correctness, it's more than just humor. It's a statement, a challenge to those who would censor speech, sanitize art, and silence dissent. His jokes, once seen as harmless fun, now carry the weight of rebellion. But Cleese doesn't just stop at playful satire. No, he goes deeper, exposing the hypocrisy of woke culture with jokes that are sharp enough to cut. And when people think he's gone too far, that's exactly when Cleese knows he's hit the mark.
Thanks, Frankie. So, tonight, I want my dinosaurs to clarify a few things. So I've asked my friend Matthew Syed to give us a brief history of the word woke.
It's in these moments, when he pushes the envelope, that Cleese truly shines. He knows that in order to tear down a flawed system, you have to take risks. And that's what separates Cleese from the rest, his willingness to go where no one else dares, leaving woke culture in his comedic crosshairs. The woke mob tries to fight back, labeling him offensive, outdated, and out of touch. But Cleese? He laughs in the face of their outrage. Because he knows that for all their claims of inclusivity, the woke movement is built on shaky ground. And all it takes is a few well-placed jokes to bring the house of cards crashing down.
Because they're such fans of Python, and it's very easy to earn good money there. And I don't have to be here in the winter, which I refuse to do. I mean, people have a bucket list, and I have one thing on my bucket list, which is...
Cleese's refusal to apologize or soften his stance makes him a target, but it's also what makes him a hero to so many. He's a comedian who doesn't bow to the pressure of modern-day outrage culture. In a world where everyone's afraid to offend, Cleese isn't afraid to destroy the very system that demands censorship. And in the ultimate showdown, John Cleese versus woke culture, there's no contest. With decades of experience, wit, and a sharp mind, Cleese has the tools to break down every argument thrown at him. He doesn't just make people laugh, he makes them think. And that's what makes him so dangerous to the woke agenda. John Cleese knows the power of comedy. It can entertain, but it can also reveal uncomfortable truths. And that's why the woke crowd fears him. Because in Cleese's world, there are no sacred cows, only the truth, told with a smirk and a punchline. In the end, John Cleese isn't just a comedian, he's a warrior in the fight for free speech. And no matter how far he takes it, his fans know one thing for sure: the world needs more Cleese, not less. Love John Cleese? Hit that like button and subscribe for more.